Anyway, now we're proceeding to the museum. And this is what I meant by, like, as close as I could get to the beta version. What is this? I've never seen this before. Oh my gosh, did they update it? I didn't know they were still updating this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you don't know how excited I am for this. What?
Did you know that you can collect hidden drawings throughout the game? If you do, they will appear here in this room. There might even be a reward if you can find them all.
I swear on my life that I've gotten all of the drawings, but it seems like the chest has not opened. But you know what? I could be mistaken. I could have missed some of the drawings. But honestly, I don't even really care about that reward. Spoiler alert, it was a onesie with a banana pattern on it. Anyway, let's start.
Hey, and welcome to Teddy's the Museum of Among the Sleep. Go on, take a look around.
Oh, I can run fast. Ooh. Oh, this is the room, the living room.
The prologue was added as a free DLC a couple of months after release of the game. It was made in collaboration with some of our fans and made to elaborate a little bit on what went wrong with the parents' relationship. That the mother was not simply evil, but rather that relationships are tough, and neither of the parents handled it well.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, this is like what I meant by like the closest I can get to like beta Among the Sleep, behind the scenes and whatnot. And also, this is why I didn't explain like the whole entire meaning behind this game, because this part will tell us.
Oh, you're home. The team wanted to start with introducing the character of the mother, as well as the mechanics of the game. Starting with the kid's birthday was a way to both introduce Teddy in the form of a gift and showing how old the kid is.
Yeah, that's a good
When night
introduction.
falls over the home is when you really start seeing the ways in which the child perceives reality while scared. A large part of the game is based on how children see and interpret what's happening around them.
You know what? While we're at it, we might as well see like all the concept art. There's a long hallway. This looks like a dream that I've had once. Okay, I think one of the videos, like that was a sneak peek of the beta version on their YouTube channel. It looked just like a dream I had of like about Among the Sleep. And so does this. Did I like subconsciously have dreams about Among the Sleep and it was like the concept art? Oh my gosh. That one looks similar to this one's the real room. And then the other ones, that one looks similar, but it doesn't have all the couches. It's different. This is the room that looks slightly different. And the living room. Ooh, there's a scary monster.
The playground.
I like this part of the playground.
There's something walking around here, but you never see it. The passive threat keeps you on your toes, and at the same time creates the illusion that you might be safe for the rest of the game.
I like that cackle. This was supposed to be an enemy, it seems. Oh my gosh, I should like read this stuff too on the walls. I don't think there was here. Don't frickin' fall. Oh. Another old concept piece for the year we talked about the game back in school. This one from the living room shows both moonlit mood and general interior style of the house. We drew these types of concepts before making the house in 3D in order to get a sense of what we wanted the house to look like and make the modeling process faster. The earlier iteration of the chapter, we had a huge tree that the players would have to climb in order to get to the memory. The castle, instead of climbing the tower, the tree was hollow and was covered with drawers on the inside walls. And the gameplay idea was that you had to create a stairway to open the drawers while climbing them. This was an example of a situation where an idea seemed really cool until you make it and try it out. It turned out to be way too cumbersome and frustrating, so we scrapped it. We still really love the idea though. An early idea for this chapter was that it would feel like a surreal in-between world, where you could see other dimensions through openings in the walls and bits of them would seep in. Huh. Oh, that looks so pretty. Oh my gosh. I like that a lot. I need to stop accidentally pressing crawl button. That's beautiful. Bro. We scrapped that idea and focused more on rather lonely and creepy elements of playgrounds, wanting to communicate that the kid had traumatizing memories of being left alone in a playground and subject to the terror of older kids. Huh. Terror of older kids. The cave chapter has been through a ton of liberation since the start of the project. One thing that has remained the same is that there would be a castle to ascend in order to get to the end, and there would be a musical rainbow-colored bridge The shape and look of the castle itself has changed several times as we had many different plans for the overall gameplay, and it morphed along with these changes. Yeah, there's always one thing in a project that like never changes.
This is the forested home. It's a crumbling home that's slowly rotting away into the water and trees. The house here is a symbol of the family and home falling apart. The bloated creature inhabiting it is how the kid sees his mother when she's drinking and full of sorrow.
To begin with, this world was supposed to change form as a result of the puzzle being solved. It would go from a house being just slightly overgrown in places to being completely overgrown and rotted away. There was a bunch of narrative and gameplay reasons for abandoning this idea, but equally important was the fact that it would require us to build two fully separate environments, easily doubling the workload. So we settled on a static mix of these states instead. That would be so cool. These are some of the first concepts, trying out the idea of a transformation in the environment. The map showing before and after. Concepts showing both mood and the idea of the forest consuming the house. That's a gross room. Ooh, a scary monster. Am I going too fast? Am I clicking like a nutter? Some assets and model designs paired with early screenshot paint overs. That's interesting. Frog. What's the night for? Oh, wow. That's a lot of reading. These images are concept sketches of the painting room, a central hub where you place the puzzle pieces that you find throughout the chapter. Initially, the idea was to use a golden egg or other artifact to get through the magical door. The players first had to solve the puzzle that would transform the environment of the whole area from a house into a forest so that they could get a hold of the egg that was previously too high for a child to reach. A further iteration of the painting room where solving the puzzle that was leading to the chandelier falling and breaking the floor open to a huge chasm, leading to the players being able to obtain the golden egg. During creating this look a few steps back, saw this whole sequence wasn't based on the child experience and was feeling more like a generic puzzle for an adventure game. Therefore, this idea also ended up in the bin. Oh, there's... When the scene is white boxed and the general layout is set, we do rough black and white sketches or paint overs to articulate the areas in a bit more detail. Since the mood, style, and assets are more or less defined by earlier concepts, we don't need to spend time coloring. For here, we usually iterate with the scenes and only draw examples when we need to. Oh, that's the slide.
For each world the player goes through, the environment illustrates more and more the jumbling together of memories, and this place is a direct illustration of that mess. Most prominently, it's framed by the memory the child has from trying to hide in closets or any nook it can find. The monster in this place represents the mother when she is angry. It comes out when the kid is making a mess.
Alright. Most things in the game has changed a lot from the beginning of development, but one idea that persisted from when we started planning this chapter was a hallway with flickering lights, where a coat would appear and reappear in the distance. Here seen in an early concept, 2 lockout phases in the final. That is like a little bright for that chapter. That one is more like it. Yee. All the point during development, there was plans to have a boss battle with Heap, the coat monster found in this chapter. The child was supposed to be trapped in a room with it, and had to remain hidden while solving a puzzle to be able to escape. Ooh, that would have been cool. Have I read this? More paintovers and screenshots to figure out how we want the visuals to end up. These are made after implementing simple white box geometry. That looks like the final game. Alright, let's just have like a little... So let's like have an intermission with this hallway? Or do we? No, that's the wrong way. Yes, this part!
Oh, there you have me, or old me, as now I'm just a floaty version in your memory, of course. Also, here are all the characters in Among the Sleep, old and new. Some are not used, and some are hard to see because of the various tricks and lighting we did to obfuscate them.
What is he talking about with the ones that are hard to see? Probably this one. Now, this is an old relic. The story, and particularly how the game ended, was very different in early days of production. Back then, Teddy was the antagonist of the game. The story was that the broken family situation made the child vulnerable, and an evil entity, the monster, disguised as a friendly teddy bear, took advantage of this by tricking the child into dangerous adventure far away from home. During the production, we realized that we had the choice to either make a typical and predictable horror story or focus on all of the attention on the family situation. Serious topics like these aren't much talked about in video games, and we felt compelled to make a creative game around this as we saw the potential to make a much more meaningful story. We scrapped this idea, along with the whole chapter, and did huge reworks to make part of the game make it all come together more neatly. Designing Teddy was a key moment of narrowing down the style, having a very democratic process to begin with. We all voted for the Teddy we liked the best, and ended up with a look that was fairly close to the current one. We wanted Teddy to feel like a cozy, warm, and friendly companion, almost grandfather-like, while hinting at the fact that father beloved Teddy, that he had kept patching up and taking care from his childhood. Gosh. Codename Harold is the first monster we created for the game. This was back when the overall direction was skewed towards a more adventure game, as seen in the very first concept drawing made for the project. Harold was intended to be a physical monster in the first chapter. This worked well as proof of concept in the demo we made, but during production we realized it really takes time to build suspense, which is crucial in making monsters feel appropriate and impactful. Oh, in this concept art, he's really buff. He's like one of those crabs that's really buff on one arm and then really dinky on the other arm. This image looks really fluffy. He looks really fluffy in this. So this is Harold. He doesn't have a head, it seems. And it doesn't look like he's holding his umbrella. It looks like his umbrella's attached to his hand. This is Heap. It looks like his coat has veins. This is Heap the Coat Monster, found in the 4th chapter. The whole idea of the chapter is how scary ordinary objects can be in certain situations when you don't see them clearly. We think everyone can relate to having seen a silhouette, sometimes in a dark room, and gradually becoming more and more terrified, as our imagination does its magic. We applied this directly to the monster when designing it, and deciding to use a coat, as it very much resembles the shape of a person or a humanoid creature. Oh, that's cute. That's goofy. That looks like a box. That one looks like the regular version. That doesn't look like a coat. That looks like that one creature from Spirited Away. That one looks so weird. That one looks goofy. That one looks like an owl. Haida! My homie Haida. Haida the swamp monster, found in the 3rd chapter of the game. We wanted to build a creature around the themes of what might be hiding in forest lakes, which is very related to eerie folklore and children's stories we were told growing up. This also allowed us to touch on the themes of alcohol without being too obvious about it. We did this in indirect ways, like the painting of the woman drinking from the well and turning into a monster, and giving it a lot of gurgling and wet breathing sounds. A human version. Scary. The mother was one of the first characters that we designed. Her 3D model was remade and tweaked a few times, but overall she has remained very similar throughout the entire production. The blueprint and model renders is how she looked when she was still a school project. The goal of her design was always to find a look of loving kindness and care for her, despite her personality transformation and neglect. She never stopped loving her child. First time I saw this, I was like expecting to know her name. Oh. There's no music anymore. Now we're at the prologue area. The core concept of the furnace monster, Hans, is similar to that of Heap. We wanted to create something terrifying about an ordinary object. A child might see glowing eyes and a huge mouth on the front part of a wood furnace. So we exaggerated this a bit and made the whole furnace become alive. Now it's awkward because there's no music. Now these are a lot of the things that were just scrapped. This one's cool. One idea for Teddy is that he would equip items that granted him abilities. Some of those were a dragon mask that made him breathe fire, a sword he would fight with, a mage's hat that gave him spells, and a wristband with great strength. A Teddy gun. Imagine if Teddy could actually fight in the real game. I wonder what sleep is. That sentence is funny out of context. Oh, this cute little bunny. It looks like a bunny rat. It's so cute. And little teddy dragon. Ew. These are all creatures that were designed in very early production. There wasn't a sudden decision to cut these from the game. They all naturally phased out as we gradually shifted the game's genre to an adventure game with horror elements to what the game is today, which is kind of the exact opposite. What world did these rejected creatures inhabit? Let's see. Our first environment reflected more of an adventure or quest, exploring ominous and threatening world, yet more whimsical. Behind the house was a forest. The forest led to a meadow. The meadow into a thorny jungle with odd one-eyed monkey-looking things, out to get you if you didn't stay in the light of the luminescent mushrooms. Why can't I look at these? Under the forest waited an underworld of tunnels made by giant worms, and great halls of crystals guarded by rock giants. This level, a world that was cut before we did any more than concepts, was a rough white box blockout, was a lifestyle dollhouse with a myriad of creepy dolls stalking you in the dark. What is that? Alright, let's proceed.
Ah, my favorite place. I felt we really connected here, you know? A bit of a breather between the various bad, nightmarish worlds we went to. Also, I was able to talk a lot here, as elsewhere the developers were concerned about keeping the tension up and didn't want me to say too many things. Also, I kind of get quiet when scared, so it's okay and all, but I liked best the times we had to catch up.
I can see that the captions are out of frame. One time, me and my sister made fan fiction of Among the Sleep that was supposed to be like a sequel, but like we stopped halfway. We just gave up. Represents feelings. Ah, put the memories in there. So there's nothing to read, eh? Wait a second! This is new! Look at this! What the hell is going on?
This is the reveal. This is where you see your mother for what she is, and the player gets to connect the various monsters and sights through the game.
My freaking god. Oh my god! Welcome to the world that Oh my god, you don't know how excited I am for like really small things. I don't know why I'm upset.
Originally, the chase for the mom was a MacGuffin. You did not really find her, and the monsters used her to lure you further into the dreamlands. And we struggled for some time to make sense of this story, especially the playtesters were confused as the story ended without you seeing your mom again.
I mean, yeah, that would be a really unsatisfying ending. These are the concepts that showcase the mood and feel of what we wanted the last chapter of Among the Sleep to look like. The core idea was brass and bronze pipes and tubes lit up by fire and rocky surfaces surrounded by completely pitch black darkness and void. There was also supposed to be a lot of machinery leading up to the old ending where the child would end up in a cauldron, deceived and tricked by the evil antagonist. This elevator was an example of a sadly wasted time since we scrapped everything and designed to be fully functioning steam-powered elevator, in theory at least. Oh, that's the wrong way. You're supposed to do that. Not after we look at the pictures, though. What does the steam-powered, copper-filled, steampunky nonsense relate to you, ask? Well, proceed to see the old ending of Among the Sleep. This is the best part of this, trust me.
Now here is something truly special. Want to see what the game almost was at some point? This is an old version of the story's conclusion, and it's been something we have not shown anybody except a few testers in the early days. You might say here, I got to have more fun than in the original ending. Come in and see.
He sounds so ominous. I will be happy to see. There's a lot of red. Oh, there's Teddy. And I'm about to phase through that thing, am I? There's Teddy right there. Is he doing the whip? I'm so tired right now. I'm tuckered out from filming for like an hour. Teddy, where are you? Teddy! There you are. Hey. Sir, I didn't know you had bones. Why are you cracking your neck? Oh my gosh, a hand! Teddy,
Much better.
what happened? What happened? What? How, oh, you taken the arm away from me, eh?
Oh, yes. Extraordinary. Round and round and round. Spices go in. Five little animals living a steep, steep hill.
They changed the
A
screen.
snail that dreams of climbing trees, but never will. A hungry, starving hippo whose gummies are red, and her best friend seagull lying lifeless and dead. And now for the main ingredient. Thank you.
What's the main
You did
ingredient, sir?
very well. I will enjoy you very much.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What are you doing? What are you doing? What? You can't do this to me. I'm your friend. You can't put me in the cauldron. No. No. Alrighty. Seems like that's it. Alright. I'm done for now. Like, this was a lot to... This was, like, actually a lot to film. Like, I'm pretty sure you could actually, like, hear my change in attitude. Like, you could hear my change in attitude when I started, like, filming. the main game compared to me starting filming this version, this part. And okay, so like that's definitely enough for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like subscribe to my channel, like the video or something. Thanks for watching.